Hello, welcome to another English class. I was looking at all the videos I've made. I've made a lot, and you can find them here on my channel. Just go to my channel and look for playlists, and you'll see a playlist with all the videos nicely organized. And I thought, I don't think I've done comparatives. So let's have a look at comparatives. Very basic, easy to understand, but you have to remember, obviously. And we'll look at some pronunciation, and I've got some rather interesting adjectives as well, because remember, comparatives all come from adjectives, okay? You can't compare nouns. Of course, you can compare nouns by saying something is better, but I'm saying the word that originates is an adjective, okay? The originating word is an adjective. That's a better way to put it. So comparatives, by the way, I've used light colours, the pens, because I was erasing the board from last time and it was so hard to get it off. I need to buy a new eraser. They don't last very long. And I noticed the lighter colours go easier. So I'm going to stick with the light colours. And I did check, you can read them. I had thought, is that too light? These orange words, are they too light? But no, you can read them okay. I'm sure you can. So let's look at the rules. Okay, now if you have a single syllable adjective, then we add er, or if the word already ends with an e, just an r. So the first one is an example of that. Loose ends with an e, so you don't add er, you just add r. So you've got looser, okay? Loose is like, not tight. I'm sure you know that already. Loose, looser. Not to be confused with lose and loser, which is a verb and a noun. Lose is a verb, loser is a noun. Loose with a soft S is an adjective, and looser is the comparative of loose. Big, bigger. Small, smaller. Nice, nicer. Again, nice ends with an E, so we just add the R. Smart, smarter. Tall, taller. Young, younger. And that's interesting because the young doesn't have a G at the end. It's a G, but it's not a G. But the younger has a Ger, like Ger. High, higher. Low, lower. Higher, higher, lower, lower. You have to be a very old person to understand that. Well, not very old. And you have to be from the UK, I would imagine, which means you probably aren't watching this video. So what am I talking about? Far, farther, although further is more commonly used in terms of distance. Oh, for example, China is further than India from the UK. But farther is, that's where the original far comes from. Far, farther, but you say further. Because father is like dad, isn't it? Padre. It's awkward. Farther. Farther away. Further. It's just easier to say, I suppose. Near, nearer, and light, lighter. And that's also a noun, which is something which is used to make a flame if you smoke cigarettes or pipes or cigars. Okay, next. If the adjective is two syllables ending in Y, oh, I forgot to write that one, but I don't have to write it, If I write this, the board will fall over and I'll be here for 5 minutes trying to keep the board upright. So we'll just imagine that says that there. Okay, anyway. You add IER, so the Y disappears and you replace the Y with IER. So easy becomes easier. These are two syllable adjectives ending in Y. Why? Because easy, easier, pretty, prettier, ugly, uglier, fancy, fancier, lucky, luckier. Oh, I thought I already said that. Early, earlier, and tidy, tidier. I want to write it, but I'll be here for ages, making sure the board doesn't fall down. Just give me a sec. And as if by magic, tidier has appeared. The E is very suspicious looking. I wouldn't trust that E. But I was, trying not to put my hand on this and rub it out. You get it, right? You get it. I go above and beyond for you guys. The board looks like a different angle now. Good grief. You see, I knew it would be a catastrophe. Okay, now. So if the adjective is 2 syllables and ends in Y, we remove the Y and add IER. Okay, now. There are 5 2-syllable adjectives where we add ER, but you can also use the more version, okay? So these are the 5. Quiet, narrow, clever, shallow, and simple. Simple. Quieter, narrower, cleverer, shallower, and simpler. We don't say simpler, we say simpler. I suppose you could say simpler, but no one does. No one should. So there you go. Those are 2-syllable words. They don't end with Y, but we do add the ER because they sound okay. Quieter, that sounds okay. It's easy to say. Narrower, it's fine. I'm going to sneeze. Just give me 2 seconds. Damn this time of year. You know something called hay fever. It's when the pollen affects certain people. It was okay, actually. I was bad as a kid. But as an adult, I was okay. But then I said that to my dad a few months ago. I said, "No, I don't suffer from hay fever anymore." And poof, this year, no good. Lots of sneezing and itchy eyes. It's a pain in the... So, back to this. Less about my problems. So there you go. Okay, but you could say more quiet, more narrow, more clever, more shallow, more simple. But we really generally don't say that. You can. It's your option. Okay. Now, if it's 2 syllables and it doesn't end with Y, and it's not one of these words, we add more. Okay, so if it's a long adjective, 2 syllables without Y, or 3, 4, 5 syllables, we say more and then the adjective. Very simple. More intelligent, more fascinating, more beautiful, more complicated, more gregarious. I thought I'd throw in some nice adjectives for you that you might have never heard before. Might never have heard before. Gregarious is someone who's very, out, an extrovert, I suppose. Someone who's loud and not shy or timid. More organized, more willful. Willful is someone who wants to get what they want. They want to have their own way, like a child. Willful person, they want to have their will met. Does that make sense? More enthusiastic, more traveled. That obviously means someone who's gone a lot of places. More youthful, more eloquent. Eloquent is someone who speaks with a good lexicon, a rich lexicon, someone who pronounces well, who uses lots of words. Yes, but mostly it's about being clear and clarity, speaking clearly. Enunciation, I suppose, is connected to eloquence. But, it's a little bit of everything. It's good words, well spoken, and good pronunciation, good enunciation. More haphazard. Haphazard is like out of control, crazy, without organization. More haphazard. As opposed to the opposite of more organized. And more superficial. Obviously, superficial means someone who's only interested in aesthetics, in what something looks like, in the basics of something rather than going deeper. So there's deep and shallow in terms of water, but there's also deep and shallow in terms of a human character. So deep would be like profound, and shallow would be, whatever. Modern reality TV is very superficial and very shallow. Okay, there you go. That's comparatives. I will probably do a video on superlatives, although superlatives are really easy. We take the word and we put IEST and we put the at the beginning. So this would be the easiest, the prettiest, the ugliest, the fanciest, the biggest, the smallest, the nicest. So I probably won't do a video. By the way, I didn't do any irregular adjectives here. For example, good is irregular, so the comparative is better, and bad, the comparative is worse. So there you go, that's the information you need. There are probably a few more irregular adjectives, but those are the most common ones, right? Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe, hit the bell, ring the bell, ding ding ding, so you get notified of my very frequent videos. They used to be very frequent. Share with anyone who's learning English, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you, and hopefully I'll be back very soon with another video. I suspect I will. Until then, bye bye.